Hi guys, it's Sarah from the Lone Rose 9314, and today I'll be doing the unpopular opinions. I will be doing the unpopular opinions book tag. Yay for things we don't like. Yay. But before I start, I want to say I didn't make this book tag to offend anyone. My opinions are my own. You could have totally different opinions and argue me if you want. These are just things that I found either annoying about the book or things I don't like. It's just something. This tag is just about bashing books and what we don't like about them. So let's get started. So question 1, a popular book or series that everyone and their mother liked but you didn't. And for this one, I'm gonna go with, surprisingly, but not surprisingly if you've been on my channel, The Daughter of Smoke and Bones by Laini Taylor. It's not that I hate Laini Taylor's writing. I mean, some of the verses are poetic, and it flowed really easily, and it was a story that was very easy to get through. It's just that whenever I think about this book now, it really angers me, mostly just because of the love between Kaoru and Akiba. Like, I really don't get why they love each other. Sure, they put why they loved each other in the back of the book, like, at the very, close to the ending, and if you give me shit like that towards the ending, I'm not gonna like the triangle. Like, I don't like it whenever, oh, hey, look, he tried to kill her, but, yeah, she loved him the day afterwards. I mean, even in Vampire Diaries, Elena takes some time to get over it, and then with Kaoru, it's like she didn't get over it. It's kind of like it didn't happen. Sure, Akiba tried to kill me, but I'll forgive him anyway. Am I right? But not else. Also, I didn't like this book because Brimstone wasn't in it that often, and neither was her adorable best friend. I can't even remember her name, Susanna. I liked both those characters, and I felt like it would have been better if it was from Brimstone's point of view, or Susanna's, anyone besides Kaoru's or Akiva's. It's not like Kaoru's a bad character. I mean, I liked her at first. This book was very interesting at first, and then this whole love shit of Akiva just came in, and then the plot line in this one got really confusing for me, and I didn't really know what was going on. So there's a lot of reasons why I didn't like this book, but if you guys think I should continue on the series, comment down below, let me know if it gets better. If this love story gets better, and please tell me it doesn't have a love triangle, because I don't think I can contain a love triangle in this book. I really can't. Even if I can't stand the main love thing, it's kind of like, gross. Okay. So, second thing is a popular book or series that everyone else seems to hate, but you love. And for this one, it's a very contradictory book, but I'm gonna say Fallen by Lauren Kay. I read this during the time where it was age appropriate for me to read it, so it didn't annoy me. I could see why it would annoy some people and why it would bore some people, but I never really got bored with this series. Like, I love Cam, and Cam's my bae, but it's just really just, I mean, it just, ugh. But I liked this book for what it was, and it didn't try to sell it as anything more than an angel story. So I don't know why a lot of people complained about it. Maybe it's just they outgrew it or something, but I really didn't see anything that bad about it. Like, even this book, I have 2 copies of this book because this book is actually signed, and it's the only book I have signed, so it's kind of one of my most prized possessions, so I kind of have a soft spot for this book. So yeah, that one. 3, a love triangle where the main character ended up with a person you did not want them to end up with, or an OTP that you didn't like. I actually picked 2 for this one. One of them old and one of them new. I'm gonna start with a love triangle where the character ended up with someone you didn't like, and then an OTP, like a new OTP that I don't like. But for the once she didn't end up with who you want, I could think of a million of them, like Callie from the Nightshade series, or Luce from the Fallen series, or my god, I think there is a lot, or Zoe from the House of Night series. There's a lot of ones I was just irked with. The one that annoyed me was Katniss and Peeta from the Hunger Games. It's not that I hated Peeta, it was just I didn't really like him as much as everyone else did. And I was really Team Gale, and it wasn't because he was being played by Liam Hemsworth either. I read the books before the movie came out, so I can't really say that I wasn't Team Gale before the movies, because I was. But with me, I think the relationship between Katniss and Peeta in the first book was really forced. And I hate forced relationships, like you're forced into a relationship just for views. I mean, does Peeta and Katniss shippers even remember that? But Kale and Katniss, I know they didn't have the best relationship in the first place, but it really annoyed me the direction they decided to go for this one, because it was like, oh, let's just have one of the characters do something bad so Katniss doesn't have to make an actual choice between the two. Like, I think I would have been a little less pissed off if Katniss would have actually chose Peeta over Gale, because Gale didn't do something that she didn't like. Because Gale did something that she didn't like. I mean, that was just a cop-out for me for Suzanne Collins, and I wish she would have just went to Gale and said, hey, I like Peeta more. I'm gonna choose Peeta because it's the right thing to do, and I feel like we have more in common. But to have Gale do what he did, and yada yada, and have her choose Peeta because Gale did that, it was just a cop-out to me. And, I hate OTPs that do that, and I didn't like this OTP. I would have preferred Katniss alone, actually. I would have preferred her more as a strong female character who didn't need a man, but oh well. And as for the OTP that I don't like, it's Laya and Elias from Ember in the Ashes. For anyone who has watched my Ember in the Ashes review, you know that I'm a Team Elias shipper, and that's because they're best friends, and Elias makes Helene see that their government is corrupted. He makes her see that everything that they're doing is wrong, and I like that between them because they have a good friendship and they have a good relationship. And let's just say, whenever there were the kiss scenes in here, there was no kiss scenes, but there were times where he was gonna kiss her and Laya had to cock block them somehow. And don't get me wrong, I don't hate Laya as a character. I adore her devotion to her brother. But as far as her and Elias go, it was just, why did Laya get a kiss and Helene didn't? And now Helene's stuck in a shitty ass situation, and we're probably not gonna get the kiss we deserve, but whatever. Elias will probably end up with Laya anyway, but I'm Team Elias. I don't know if anyone else is Team Helene and Elias. Comment down below and let me know so I don't think I'm alone in this one, if I am alone in this one. Or if I am alone in this one, because I just think Elaine is the better choice, and if she's with Elias, she can improve. At least don't put her with, I feel so bad for her because of who she's with now, because she did it to save Elias, and I'm over here going why? I hate it. I really, really hate it, but I could get over it a little bit. But yeah, okay, next question. A popular book genre you hardly reach for, and this one is easy. It's historical fiction. The only historical fiction I have actually read is A Game of Love and Death, and that's because it had a tiny bit of paranormal to it, but not so much that clouded the historical about this. And I don't reach for historical fiction because I don't really like it. So yeah, that one. Let's see, a popular or beloved character that you do not like. I'm gonna get a little heat for this one, but I do not like Magnus from the Fallen Kingdom series by Morgan Rhodes. Everything about Magnus just pisses me off. Keep in mind, I've only read Fallen Kingdoms, and I have a review for it on my channel as to why I don't like Magnus. For one, his obsession with Lucia is just disgusting. Disgusting. I get it. I get that they're not really, what the book said they are and other stuff, but it's just really freaking gross to think that way, especially if you do think she is what you think she is, and I do not ship that relationship whatsoever. It was gross. It was disgusting. That and his behavior overall is just really, just because a girl doesn't like you back, you're gonna whimper and be a bitch baby about it. Come on, that's just fucking gross. And the way he decides to tell a person information in this, it's a spoiler, so I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys, but the way he decides to tell a person a valid piece of information is just disgusting because it fit his own personal agenda, and he's just like his father in this way, and I'm sorry, I don't pity Magnus for shit. And as you can see, I'm getting super riled up that I really don't like Magnus, and for people who do like Magnus, can you comment down below and let me know why you like Magnus, because I really don't get it. I really don't. Okay, so, next question, question 6, a popular book author you can't get into, and this one over here is Lauren Oliver. I have Delirium, I have Panic, I have Before I Fall, and I haven't read any of them because the way Lauren Oliver writes, she writes differently each and every time, and for writing styles, I would really like that a particular author stuck with one writing style that actually worked for her instead of multiple ones, and it was just shaking around, and it's annoying to me, and it seems that no matter what she does, her books are really dry and boring to me. Like, the characters are lifeless, and why should I give a shit about them? Honestly, that's my thing. It's my thing. Like, I've actually read Delirium. I have to reread Delirium because I don't even I didn't even care to remember Delirium after I read it. And my former coworker and friend Gina said, no, you have to reread it. And I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. But, it is what it is. And if I don't end up not liking it, I'm not going to continue reading it. So question 7, a popular book trope that you are tired of seeing. So this one is going to be a shock to people, but it wasn't in the book tropes I hate list. It's a new book trope that I really hate, and that is best friends finish last. Like, we can't, in Ember in the Ashes, why can't he love his best friend? What's so wrong with falling in love with the person who is your best friend? I really don't get it. I mean, in some cases, like Jacob in the Twilight series, I get that. And the same with Simon in the Mortal Instrument series, because I know who he ends up with. I know who Clary ends up with. I know who everyone ends up with in that book series, even though I haven't read it yet. Because it's torturingly obvious who everyone ends up with in that series. But another thing is that they're best friends. Like, there are some best friends that have been awesome contenders, and then this new person just shows up, and they decide, oh well, he's hot looking. Let's not give my best friend a shot whatsoever, even if they were attracted to their best friend like 2 seconds ago. Like, isn't it your job to find out if it's a little bit something more? I mean, I know sometimes it doesn't work out, but I think it's beautiful if your boyfriend could also be your best friend like mine is. But it is what it is, and I'm probably just saying this because my Elias and my Gale feels, you know, Gale and Katniss feels. I'm probably just saying that because of this, because these are cases in which best friends would not be the most horrible choice for you. And then just some random ass person just shows up and you suddenly forget that they're a love option. Whatever. But, yeah, okay. Question 8. A popular book series that you have no interest in reading. And this one, I will never say never to a book series, but if I had to pick one, it would be The Maze Runner by James Dashner. I haven't heard a lot of good things about this one, so I'm not going to bother picking it up. The premise doesn't interest me. I've had it up to here dystopian novels, so I'm going to leave this one alone. That also would be said by Wither from Lauren DeStefano. I read like maybe a chapter in this book before I couldn't stand it, so I'm not going to pick up that book series either. Okay, so question 9. The saying goes, the book is always better than the movie, but what book to movie adaptation or TV show was better than the book? And for this one, I'm pretty sure everyone's going to guess what I'm going to say, but that is Vampire Diaries by L.J. Smith. It's not that L.J. Smith is a horrible writer. I've read a lot of her other series, and they were pretty good. Pretty solid. But Vampire Diaries was just plain shitty, and it didn't make sense whatsoever. Elena was more annoying of a character than she is in the TV show. In the TV show, she's bearable, and I love Nina Dobrev. I don't like that she decided to quit her TV show in the middle of it, but whatever. Let her do her own thing. But, I love the Vampire Diaries, and I love Damon in the TV series. I wasn't very sure how I felt about him in the book, though. He seemed a little bit of a creeper in the book, but I love him in the TV show, and this is the only time I will say that I love bad boys, but Damon Salvatore is my ultimate bad boy crush, and Ian Somerhalder himself is just so hot. And just a perfect example of a male ever. I don't care what the tabloids say. But, yeah, before I sidetrack, Vampire Diaries is a really awesome TV show. No matter how pissed off we get at Julie Plec or Caroline Dries, I really adore this show, and I love it, and it's so much better than the Vampire Diaries book. What I will tell you is I will never be reaching for another Vampire Diaries novel again, but I will continue this TV show until the day it's canceled, which I hope it's hanging it on a wire, guys. But you know what? Just because Nina Dobrev isn't there doesn't mean you guys shouldn't watch it. I, for one, personally prefer it without Elena there. It's very refreshing not to have an annoying, Elena cries a lot, and it's very annoying a lot of the times. In this season, I haven't had a girl who complained or cried or anything, and it's really refreshing to see that. And I think I'm with my sister with this one. This series could survive without its main character and still be awesome. But there you guys have it. That was my Unpopular Opinions book tag. Again, this is all in good fun, and I hope you enjoyed it. And what are your unpopular opinions? Comment down below and let me know, and I will see you later.